Hi, are you planning a road trip in Italy with your EV car? Well, this video is for you. I help every day some tourists with easy recharge because I work really near an highway exit near to a high powerful recharge point. So I think I need to give you some precious tips. Well, one of the biggest mistakes that everyone makes is think to pay with your own credit card directly on the charger. In many countries you can do it and it's wonderful, but in Italy it's not allowed. So fewer chargers on highway allow this method like an experimental test, but and it's not very common. So what do you need to do for driving safely in Italy? You need to download an Italian MSP app or see if your own MSP is covered for roaming. If you don't have any MSP, I suggest you to download the NLX Way app or BCharge app. It's the larger app you can find in Italy. Approximately all chargers that you can encounter you can activate with one of these two apps, and you can drive without any bad surprise. Obviously, when you download the app, you need to make a registration with your data for invoice and insert the payment method, like a credit card, bank account, or prepaid card. Choose whatever you prefer. You need to do before the traveling, before when you are on the spot and you don't have time, raining or something like that. It's very horrible to do this procedure before start a recharge. So I here for help you in this way. That's it. It's very simple. Use the app and you have a map with the charger. You can select the near to you, select the plug and start the recharge. It's very simple. And for the payment, you can choose two methods. In general, a pay-per-use method with a higher price and no constriction, or eventually a monthly plan. You can choose an amount of kilowatt package for the cheaper price. And in general, with NLX, you have the precious benefit is booking for charger. So when you find a charger and you are 20 minutes away from it, you can book this charger and you are sure that when you arrive, it's free for you. It's very useful sometimes. With BCharge in general, you have a biggest package of kilowatts, a cheaper price or the same price of NLX. So choose what do you prefer for your travel. For traveling on the highway, I suggest you to use Unity app and Free2X app. Maybe you already know Unity because it's one of the largest CPO in the Europe for construction of charger point on the highway, and you can find a lot in northern Italy. But from Tuscany and above, it's almost Free2X. Free2X is an Italian agency built and created especially for covering highway with its charger, its ultra-fast charger. So with these two apps, you have cover for almost situation. And with these two apps, you can see eventually service around the charger, like restaurant, toilet, and similar. And with Free2X, you have the option to see the highway camera view for traffic tails near the exit. It's useful for traveling, especially. So with these two, you are safe. Last tips. Be careful to your charge. In Italy, you have an hour after the complete of the charge to move on your car. After that, it starts an occupation penalty. It's 18 cents per minute. So if you go to a lunch and leave your car on charging, monitoring, see if it's more fast than your lunch or not. Check if something goes wrong, because if the charger stops in the middle and pass an hour, maybe he start the occupation penalty. So check sometimes the status of charge to avoid the bad surprise, because 80 cents per minute is a lot after an half hour maybe. So control it. The last tips is for the rest point, like hotel, bed and breakfast, rent houses. If you ask them if they have a wall box in it, they say you, yeah, we have, no problem. But ask how much is powerful, because the most of the time is very low power, like 2 kilowatts, 3 kilowatts, maybe 7, in rare case 11. So ask before, because if you have a big battery, maybe you think to make some kilometers the next day and you discovered you have a little small charge. And so in this case, ask before how much is powerful, or eventually looking for an hotel near to an external charger more powerful. So you can leave the car for an half hour and move on to the hotel after the recharge. And with this, I think that's all. I hope this video could be useful for you, because how I said, I work at 30 meters from the charger point, and every time a tourist have a problem, Italian tourists too, they go to the bar, ask for help, and they say, I know people work behind us and have an electrical car, maybe they can help you. And go to call me, and I arrive and explain this thing every time, and every time is very tricky and uncomfortable for me and for you. And I think it's better to know this thing before a travel and not after. So if you know some friends that want to make a travel in Italy, if you want to make a travel in Italy, if you know some community for EV car, feel free to share this video with them. So enjoy the journey and the trip, and bye!